I unlocked the screen, expecting an update on my mother's lifestyle blog. Instead, I saw my own face, pale, tear-streaked, and unconscious on a hospital gurney, plastered across her public feed under the title, "Grieving My Unborn Grandchild, Our Family's Deepest Pain." Beneath the photo were affiliate links for grief journals, organic calming teas, and a donation link to her personal account. When I called her, sobbing, begging her to take it down, she didn't apologize. She snapped, "Don't be selfish, sweetie. My followers need to see real pain. It's good for engagement." That was the exact second my heartbreak turned into ice-cold precision. She wanted viral engagement? I was about to give her the biggest public spectacle of her life. Welcome back to BT Revenge Tales, where entitled bullies learn that every cruel action carries an expensive receipt. Before we dive into today's story, comment below with the city you're watching from, and hit that subscribe button so you never miss another calculated payback. My name is Clara Jenkins. I'm 29 years old, working as an introverted graphic designer alongside my husband, Mark. For nearly 3 grueling years, we endured endless fertility treatments, negative tests, and silent heartbreaks, desperately hoping to start a family of our own. When I finally saw those 2 pink lines, it felt like our long-awaited miracle had arrived. But at 10 weeks, that fragile dream shattered inside a sterile emergency room. My mother, Evelyn, 52, has never understood the concept of basic privacy. To her, human emotion isn't sacred. It's just content to feed her 80,000 lifestyle followers. While Mark held my trembling hand and we wept together over the loss, Evelyn stood silently at the foot of my hospital bed, phone angled, capturing my most vulnerable, devastated state. I naively assumed she was just updating my father back home. I had no idea she was already calculating ad revenue, drafting promotional affiliate links, and quietly preparing to turn my deepest personal agony into viral online entertainment for 80,000 total strangers across the internet. Less than 24 hours after being discharged, I drove straight to Evelyn's pristine suburban home. When she opened the door, she wasn't wearing the face of a grieving grandmother. She wore the polished, triumphant smirk of a marketer whose campaign had just exceeded quarterly projections. "Take it down, Evelyn," I demanded, my voice trembling with raw fury. "You had no right to post my hospital photo. You had no right to share my tragedy with thousands of strangers." Evelyn merely scoffed, crossing her arms as she leaned against her marble kitchen island. "Don't be so dramatic, Clara. That post brought in record engagement. Besides, the monetization helps cover family wellness expenses. You should be thanking me for rallying so much public support." When I threatened to cut ties, her arrogance reached a sickening peak. She casually informed me that she'd already secured a paid partnership with a luxury patio brand to livestream a healing memorial garden in my honor. My profound heartbreak wasn't a family loss to her. It was merely a lucrative brand activation. That evening, Mark and I refused to sit in helpless silence. We contacted Nathan Vance, a sharp intellectual property attorney and digital forensic auditor who specialized in online creator disputes. What Nathan uncovered over the next 48 hours turned my lingering grief into sheer revulsion. Evelyn hadn't just used my likeness without permission. She had embedded a dedicated crowdfunding link directly below my hospital picture, claiming all proceeds would fund private grief counseling and medical support for our family. Sympathetic followers had poured in over $12,000 in under 3 days. Except not a single penny was routed toward my care. Nathan tracked the digital transaction routing straight into Evelyn's personal LLC. The deposits were systematically siphoned off within hours to cover delinquent luxury car lease payments and settle mounting designer credit card balances. She was brazenly exploiting my medical emergency to maintain her hollow, debt-fueled suburban lifestyle. To make matters worse legally, the hospital photograph had been taken in a private medical facility without consent, directly violating patient privacy regulations and federal copyright law. Evelyn wasn't merely a callous, clout-chasing parent anymore. She was actively running a fraudulent fundraising scheme using my stolen tragedy as the bait. I refused to degrade myself with a petty, screaming internet feud. Evelyn thrived on emotional online drama, relying on chaotic arguments to boost her algorithm metrics. If I wanted to stop her permanently and protect others, I needed surgical, indisputable precision. Working alongside Nathan late into the evening, we constructed a comprehensive, legally certified public dossier titled The Price of Grief, a response to Evelyn Jenkins. We didn't simply write an open letter. We assembled an ironclad evidentiary trap. Nathan filed formal DMCA copyright takedown notices against her platforms for distributing my unauthorized medical imagery, paired with an immediate cease and desist regarding her deceptive charity campaign. Attached to our statement were certified transaction logs, time-stamped payout records, and forensic audit summaries illustrating the direct diversion of donor funds into her personal luxury accounts. Every single claim was verified and backed by hard financial documentation. I wasn't entering a family argument. I was delivering an unassailable truth directly to the 80,000 followers she had so calculatedly manipulated. On Thursday evening, Evelyn went live. Her backyard was staged like a magazine shoot, surrounded by brand new patio furniture, soft acoustic music, and twinkling fairy lights. With synthetic tears glistening under professional ring lights, she addressed her 22,000 active viewers, preparing to unveil the corporate-sponsored memorial garden. Right as she took a trembling breath to speak my name, I hit publish. My open letter, complete with high-resolution bank records, hospital records, and Nathan's certified forensic breakdown, went live across every major social platform. Within 2 minutes, the stream's chat transformed completely. Sympathetic heart emojis were instantly replaced by furious questions. Viewers began pasting direct quotes from my audit, demanding to know why their $12,000 in grief donations had paid off a leased Mercedes instead of medical bills. Evelyn's rehearsed monologue collapsed in real time. Her eyes darted frantically toward her moderation team as the comments section moved faster than they could delete. When the corporate sponsor's official verified handle appeared in the public chat with a blunt message demanding an immediate offline explanation, Evelyn's face drained entirely of color. She abruptly cut the broadcast to black. The fallout was swift, brutal, and total. Within 24 hours, the luxury furniture brand publicly terminated their contract, issuing a statement condemning fraudulent marketing and demanding a complete return of their promotional fee. Major platform administrators acted immediately on Nathan's filings, permanently demonetizing Evelyn's account and locking her pending an active consumer fraud review. Over 40,000 followers vanished in a single afternoon. The following morning, frantic banging rattled my front door. Evelyn stood on my porch without her curated makeup, designer clothes, or ring lights. She was in genuine, messy hysterics, sobbing that I had destroyed her livelihood, shattered her reputation, and ruined 15 years of branding. "How could you do this to your own mother?" she cried, reaching out to touch my arm. I didn't flinch, nor did I raise my voice. I simply stepped back, handed her a freshly stamped cease and desist along with a no-contact legal notice, and looked directly into her red-rimmed eyes. "You taught me that engagement matters, Evelyn. Consider your audience fully informed." Then, I closed the door for good. 6 months have passed, and for the very first time in my life, I finally understand what genuine peace feels like. Mark and I relocated to a quiet, tree-lined neighborhood an hour away from the city. We took the necessary time to truly grieve our loss together in quiet dignity, completely off the grid and far away from the toxic glare of social media. Evelyn's online platform never recovered. She was ultimately forced to sell her lavish home to repay the misdirected donor funds, working a quiet corporate administrative desk job where performative empathy yields zero clout. Setting strict, unyielding boundaries against narcissistic family members wasn't easy, but reclaiming my self-respect and narrative was worth every second of discomfort. Now, I want to hear your perspective. What would you have done if a family member monetized your most painful private moment for public attention? Have you ever had to cut ties with someone who chose social clout over basic human decency? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed seeing accountability served, hit that like button, subscribe to BT Revenge Tales, and click on the 2 stories appearing on your screen right now for more calculated payback. Thank you for watching.